Awesome. Okay. So, as I said, we're going to do a meditation tonight on Isis, but I want to talk about a couple things about who Isis is and how she helps guide not only us, but the sisters throughout time. Um, to give you a little bit of the background, I have undergrad and master's in history, and my master's is focused on ancient civilizations. And of course, that includes Egypt. Now, I'm not like a big Egyptologist. I wish I was. I haven't had time to research as much as I've wanted to. But Isis has been the one that has been kind of in the forefront ever since I started my studies. I have a friend who studied through the Temple of Isis and who has, she passed away a couple of years ago. And it's always been something that whenever she has talked about different things that I've really been drawn to. The thing is, though, is that Isis is called the Lady of 10,000 Names. Does anybody know why? No? Okay. Well, what happened is a lot of the queens and different gods or different goddesses and things were scattered about for a while, and then when we started bringing a lot of the goddesses to being worshipped and being revered in Egypt at the time amongst all people, Isis ended up having a lot of the names of the other gods and or other goddesses. And that includes some of the Greek and Roman goddesses because of the Greek influence of Cleopatra and Mark Antony and Julius Caesar and things like that. So a lot of the influence that you will notice that when we talk about Isis does come from Greek and vice versa. So she's usually known as the Lady of 1,000 Names. She's also known as the Mother to All because she is believed to be the first mother of the world, the center of where creation, where the world started, Egypt in the Middle East, the Fertile Crescent there. And Isis many times is referred to as the mother of all. She tends to also be the sacred feminine representative of the first Madonna. I'm not talking about the musician. I'm talking about the mother Madonna. You will see a lot of times her sitting in her throne and holding her child. And later on, you'll notice that influenced a lot of the Christian idea of Mary Magdalene or the Virgin Mary and the birth of Christ and everything. What is wonderful about this is that Mother Mary and Anna, Jesus' grandmother, and Mary Magdalene studied a lot of the Isis temple teachings, the mystery school that she had. So Isis influenced a lot of the teachings that actually ended up being incorporated into Christianity through Mary Magdalene being the 13th disciple and she being so influential in Jesus. So you're going to notice that all throughout history and biblical times that you're going to have a lot of influence of Isis. So I'm going to read something for you for just a minute. If I can see, I've got my lights out for just a moment. But the symbolism of Isis and Osiris, who was her husband's myth, demonstrates Osiris. I can't speak tonight. I'm going to tell you, I've been up since 12:30 in the middle of the night. And so I've not been to sleep. I've been in pain and been sick. So I apologize beforehand. So the symbolism of the Isis-Osiris myth demonstrates Isis's statue as an omnipotent force of the sacred feminine. She knew Osiris's death was going to happen. And she began to manifest feathered wings to fly to her husband. It was the outpouring of her sorrow, her love, and her sexual desire for her husband, and the anger that she had left in her because of the Osiris's brother killing him, that sparks Osiris back to life. Now, at this time, this is going to sound like another story, but Osiris can only live in the underworld. And then, yet with her spells and rituals, Isis has ensured her safe passage to the afterlife and back into our world. So anybody know what that sounds like? What? Shannon, you're shaking your head. Who?
It's it's Eridice's myth.
Okay.
I forget the other person's name, but it's part of Hadestown.
Okay. What else? Rachel? Do you remember?
I don't know. It sounds a lot like, death, and rebirth.
It is. Okay.
It's kind of a
Sarah?
resurrection story.
It is very much. Sarah, do you want to go?
Sorry, we've been sitting here the whole time because as soon as you said it, went Persephone.
Persephone. Exactly. Exactly. So all of you are right, because this is how influential the Isis is. Debbie's laughing. Don't you love the kids? I love them when the kids get excited. So what happens is that Isis has been a spiritual role and teacher and mother to all kinds of leaders. She's influenced Greek, Roman mythology. And remember, I'm going to go back to my teaching thing. Mythology does not mean fake. We are taught that in schools. Mythology means the mythos or story of a culture, a religion, an ethnic group. It does not mean that something is fake. It is your belief system. So whatever your belief system of your culture, your heritage, your food, your clothes, all of that, that's your mythos. Okay, so that's where the idea of mythology comes from. So Isis of Egypt holds guards and disseminates our sacred contracts to the other world. So if you are looking for connections of your soul to the other world, if you're looking at connections to the Divine Mother, whether it's Gaia, whether it's Isis or anything else, she is the one who is the archetypal goddess of mother healing, rising to power, knowing your purpose, and moving forward into your contracts in your life. So one of the things that has always been associated with her is that she said, there is a deep truth that you need to uphold, but you are scared to go through the changes that take you into the living that truth. You're scared to go into the darkness to come back into the light. And that's something that we are going to do. So as we go through this meditation tonight, think about a couple of things. Isis represents the awakened woman. And some of the ways to awaken the divine feminine is being willing to look at what your deep truth is. So maybe while you are going through this meditation tonight, ask, what is your deep truth? Now, some of us know our deep truth, but we don't know how to show up or how to open up the truth. So that may be something you want to ask. And then at what level do you want to be awakened to the truth? Because a lot of people go, I want to be awakened totally, 100% all the way. And I'm like, let's slow down. Let's take baby steps. Let's go through, because when you try to do way too much, it's not an enjoyable spiritual awakening, which it should be. I hear a lot of people go, oh, all the spiritual awakening should be something that really knocks you down and brings you back up. No, that's not true. There's a lot of spiritual awakenings that take you where you are and continue to build you up. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and get comfortable, do I have any questions before we start? Awesome. Okay, remember, in my meditations, you are welcome to turn off your camera. You're welcome to leave them on. I will turn it off because I do this a lot and then it distracts people because I talk with my hands. At the end or in the middle, if it becomes uncomfortable at all, feel free just to walk around, get up and leave. It's okay. It does not hurt my feelings, because sometimes this sparks a lot of emotion and you may not be able or be at that point to be able to go through all the emotions, but to go through parts, and that's okay. We all experience something different on different levels. So connect with your soul, love yourself, accept yourself where you are, and just be ready to move. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and become comfortable. And I'm going to call Isis in and ask her to come into this sacred circle. So one of the things I want you to do is go ahead and close your eyes and just become comfortable and begin to breathe in and out through your nose. As you take these deep breaths, I want you to envision the beautiful sacred place that you are around being an open space for Isis. Sometimes that just envisions a portal in front of you. Sometimes that's just you inviting her in. It is all how you wish to be. So I'm going to do her invitation. Goddess Isis, I call upon you now. Please surround me with your love, your guidance, and your support. How may I serve you today? I ask to be aligned with my highest path for contribution in your name. I ask for your direction and am surrendered in the way that I am shown. Please enter my mind, my heart, and my soul so that I can truly open to the contract that I have to live as the ambassador of your love. I let go and allow you to lead the way. This is a reading that is read in the Temple of Isis weekly. Now remember, as you begin to get comfortable, that the goddess will show you the way. It won't always be a straight line. It won't be always what I am saying to you, and that's okay. You just need to be comfortable and to be shown, and then just make sure that you show up. So being comfortable. So. I want you to envision yourself in the times of ancient Egypt. You feel the sun coming down on your face. You feel the sand and the wind blowing around you. It is a beautiful, magnificent world. There's hustle and bustle all around. And you notice that each person, as they walk by, that they acknowledge you. You begin to walk towards the sun, and you notice that the Temple of Isis is in front of you. We begin to walk up the steps one by one. As we step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you come to the top at the 10th step. You notice that there are 2 beautiful sisters there awaiting you to enter into the temple. You notice that they are wearing a snake bracelet around their upper left arm, which is the sign of the daughters of Isis. They ask you if you're interested in being activated into the school of Isis, her mystery school that has been around for centuries. As you search your heart for the answer, you reach your hand out and they give you a snake bracelet just as they are wearing. It's beautiful and it's gold. And you place it upon your arm. They explain to you that the snake is the symbol of the divine feminine. They invite you to open the door of the temple and walk through and accept your place with the other daughters of Isis. They ask if you're willing to allow the Shakti energy that is stored inside of you to open up and allow you to see who you are, as well as meet Isis. You continue to walk and you notice that there's energy beginning to swell in your root chakra. Between the root chakra and the sacral chakra, which is between your tailbone and your belly button, is where Shakti lives. Shakti has many names throughout history. Many will call her just simply Mother Feminine Divine. Others identify her with Lilith, with Kali, and of course with Isis. The daughters of Isis reach out and ask you if you can focus the energy in your root chakra and allow it to awaken the Shakti serpent within you. As Shakti begins to awaken, you feel the beautiful energy, the power, and the love that you've been holding onto for so long. They each reach out to take your hand, and they begin to hold other daughters of Isis's hand. You notice the line is very long. And as they take your hand, you notice that the Shakti energy begins to move from root to sacral up to your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is just below your rib cage. And this is our center of power. They ask if you can take in a deep breath and envision a beautiful ankh coming from the center of your solar plexus and moving into the center of the circle. You take in a deep breath and you feel the energy moving inside of you. It may take just a moment, but I want you to focus on how it feels to bring that Shakti energy from your root to your solar plexus and to release that Shakti energy into a circle of sisters where it is safe. You're creating it into the shape of an ankh, the Egyptian symbol, just like the cross. You notice that as your ankh moves to the center, each of the ankhs come together to make one huge, beautiful symbol. The ankh is the key of life. And as women and part of the divine feminine, we are the key of life. And by extension, it's a symbol of life itself. You notice the connection of power, and you begin to exchange energy with each other. You feel the energy swirling through the Kundalini energy, rising up, continuing to move from your root to your sacral, to your solar plexus, to the ankh, to the center, and combining with all. As you take a breath, you're asked to allow the Shakti energy to come to your heart. And as the energy moves to the heart, you notice that there is a red cord or a red thread that comes from your heart. It begins to circle each of the sisters. Each one of us is encircled by this beautiful red cord. This is the cord that we have from connecting with us throughout all of time. We have known each other before. We know each other now, and we will know each other again. This thread continues to circle each one of us. And you can feel the warmth and the love coming from each other's hearts as it begins to swirl into the center and go upwards into the center of the circle. all of a sudden it becomes a beautiful red light. And then golden rays began to come from the red threads. You notice that the golden rays begins to touch you throughout all 7 of your chakras, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and the crown. But you notice something just above your soul chakra. There's a beautiful blue and white color. And the golden rays are touching your soul chakra. You notice that the circle begins to take a few steps backwards and begins to get larger. You open your eyes and you notice that the goddess Isis herself is standing right in front of you. And you see her as a glowing figure of that white and blue. You notice the different colors coming from her chakras to yours. And you notice that the stream of rainbow colors began to energize you. It now becomes a strand of the beautiful blue and white light, a delicate shining thread. Isis now takes the beautiful golden ankh that was created by the group and allows the vibration that she brings to it to touch each one of your chakras. You feel the energy deep within you. You find yourself charged with confidence and courage, and you see flashes inside your inner eye. With this goddess activation of Isis, you began to glimpse of different worlds and civilizations in which you know to be somewhere where you've been before. These are you from the most powerful, the most soulful connection of your past incarnations. You hear the Lady of 10,000 Names herself, the Great Mother of Egypt, saying to you, Goddess, you are coming full circle. This is a time of great promise, rebirth, and fulfillment of divine contracts. It's a wonderful time of change, growth, and renewal. On this journey, you've been coming out of the cave. You've reconnected on a cellular level with your soul purpose and desire, and you've begun the process of delivering your letters of devotion and service to the world. It may not feel like you've begun anything, but you have. You've set a cycle of events into motion tonight, which will propel you into healing yourself, repairing old damage, restoring your psychic body of the feminine to wholeness, and re-implanting the roots of feminine consciousness, not only in yourself, she says, but in the earth, and bringing up the vital sap of higher love into all of your roots, all of your arms, all of your limbs. You're reestablishing ourselves as females on this earth. All at the same time, you're reaching to the stars and digging deep into the earth for your spiritual resources. You're listening to the divine utterances given only to those who have ears to hear. She says you've come out of the cave, and this is the bravest step, and it's one that will now see you move into whole new realms of experiences. As Isis speaks her final words, you feel yourself coming out of her energy and coming back into your body, fully in the temple space. You look down at your body and you notice that you are in a beautiful crimson gown. On your head is a crown of pink gold flowers, and in your hands is a beautiful ankh. infused with the guardianship of your spiritual sisters. Each of your sisters look at you and say, let's walk, let's talk, and let's share what it is that we wish to do. As you walk with them, you're led into the most magnificent temple garden that you've ever seen. There are groves of olives, rows of fig trees and sycamores. There's pomegranates and grapevines everywhere. It's a beautiful picture of Egypt. As you stand there with Isis and the other sisters in the warm sun, you're still holding their hand. You notice as you look up that there's other figures coming towards you. I want you to take a few moments to try to recognize if there are any goddesses in your life, in this life, or if your spiritual life, that may be coming to you to speak to you tonight. Isis is the mother of all, and she has invited everyone to come and celebrate your activation, the return of your memory of being part of her temple, being part of her mystery school. You notice that there's a web of light that surrounds you. And all you feel is eternal love. Some may see their mother, their grandmother, or ancestors from their family. Others may see Mother Mary or Aphrodite. You may see beautiful elementals that are part of the divine feminine. You notice that each one of them form a beautiful web of wonder, inspiration, and each glow of wisdom. Spend time listening, inviting, and seeking wisdom from these women who have connected with us throughout time. The woman that is closest to you, the most spiritually connected, is handing you a book. You turn to face her as she hands you this book. And your hands begin to shake, your heart begins to pound. And you excitedly touch the cover of the book. Take a moment just to feel the cover of the book. Is it ancient leather or is it more modern? Is it on papyrus? Take a moment to connect to the energy of the woman that created that book, that wrote in that book, that is passing the wisdom to you. You begin to open the book and your heart begins to spill over with joy. You hear the words, "Feel now," as you stand in this very room, this very temple, this very mystery school. Feel how much you belong here. This reality is where you are meant to be. You have wonderful soul work to give here, and you have beautiful relationships to enjoy. You're the answer to many people's prayers. As you begin to read the book, you read words that mean something to you. They resonate. They are part of who you are. Know yourself to be strong, capable, wise, intuitive, soulful, and deep, it says. Know that you're full of emotions, full of love, full of light, and full of sensual wonders. You are beautiful, divine. Know that all that you've been through has made you who you are today, and that no one else can be walking the path that you are. You can walk with each of us. We are all here with you. But know that you are full of ancient wisdom, sacred keys, and secrets from these temples that each one of us long to know. Take a few moments to read in the book some more of the knowledge, some more of the compassion, some more of the love that Isis has for you. You begin to close the book and you hold the book to your heart. You know that it is part of you now and you are part of it. It is part of your book of life, part of your Akashic records, part of your wisdom. Isis says to you, remember the path of the goddess and how it flows in natural timing. How is it so patient and so endearing? Remember that this power is timeless energy that we all share together. Take time to explore. Explore your wisdom, explore your lives, past, present, and future. And know that each part of your life is just like beautiful petals of your crown. Isis and the daughters of Isis begin to walk back with you. And you have your gifts of the snake bracelet, of the Ankh, which came from your chakra, and your book. Isis says, we are always with you with these symbols. We are always here for you. We are in the sounds of the wind, the bird that comes to visit your garden, the message that you receive from a song, and even the words that you are shown tonight in your dreams. We dwell in the silence. We dwell in your wisdom, and we are part of your own inner voice. She says, Sister of Light, your job is to revitalize the earth and the hearts of humanity with the love of the goddess. What you are and what you bring is enough and can move mountains. Each of the daughters of Isis will work through you. We are in awe and we are in gratitude with you. I am part of the great cosmic mother of all, and I say to you that you are pure love. You begin to feel a rush of love surging through your heart, and you know that it's time for you to go. The book feels alive in your hands, and looking down at the cover, you begin just to hold it even closer. Your eyes focus on the shining gold title of the book and the vibrant artwork. The title of the book is You Are a Goddess and This Is Your Life. You begin to smile, and as you begin to walk out of the temple and down the steps, each one at a time, you slowly begin to take each step knowing that you can come back here at any time. You can go into your book at any time and learn more about who you were as the daughters of Isis. You begin to step on the sand, and you decide that for just a few moments you want to sit and think. You want to sit and feel the love that has come with you. And you may want to begin to write some of this experience in your journal, or even within the book that you have. Ask yourself, what was the energy that came to you when the daughters of Isis gave you the beautiful snake bracelet? And how did you feel when you put it on? How did you feel when you walked into the temple of Isis? Was it like going back home? Was it somewhere you knew? Was there a key of wisdom with the Ankh revealed to you? Was there a relationship or feeling that you felt amongst each of the goddesses there? Each of the wonderful women? Now, as I usually do, I allow you to go ahead and work in your journal. And when you're ready to share, if you would like to share, you just simply turn on your camera and I will call you to share. Now, remember, you don't have to. It's completely voluntary. And then while you all are doing this, I am going to pull a card from the Isis Oracle as a message from Isis for all of us tonight to think on as we sleep. Interesting. Isis is such a powerful but gentle goddess. Many times we forget about how much of a mother she is because we always see her in a powerful position, a powerful stance, and powerful stories. But being powerful and being motherly doesn't exclude the other. You can be both. You can have compassion and love and yet still be powerful. What you may also want to do, and I just received as a message, is this is a little different than the meditation, but I heard call back any of the parts of you that you have given to the world or to someone else that you want to take back. It may be a connection to a person. It may be an incident. It may just be giving your power away in a situation. So while you're thinking, call back a part of you or any lost part of you that you've let go of. Isis's contracts with us is very much soul retrieval contracts. As a mother, she heals us. As a goddess, she empowers us. And many times going into the deep sleep of the underworld or of the winter and fall as it's coming up, we experience a lot of healing, a lot of fulfilling of contracts, a lot of letting go of contracts, a lot of reclaiming pieces of you that you've lost. I'll show you the card that I pulled for you tonight while you're still writing. I have the Isis Oracle deck. I got this at Cosmic. And the card that I pulled tonight was Soul Retrieval. So deep soul healing with the goddess. And one of the things that this brings to mind is that this is an activation, which means that we are reactivating our relationship with the divine feminine. So we can even go into the past, into our past lives, and heal through this activation, through working with Isis. One of the things to simply help you heal yourself in a past life, or to help you heal yourself in the past in this life, is to focus on the Ankh as being the key of knowledge. Drawing it, holding on to it, allowing it to be part of the key to finding out who you are, who your soul is, what your soul is leading you to want, to seek. Allowing yourself to take that red thread that you're connected with each one of us with and call your soul back to you. Releasing trauma, releasing sadness of things that have happened in this life, and becoming empowered. I want to read what's on the card. And it's an incantation of the goddess of deep soul healing. I've got to turn on my flashlight because I can't read anything right now. Okay. Isis with love unconditional and strong, help me rise above right and wrong. To forgive, release, and make myself whole. To relieve lost pieces of my soul. Restore the inner light grid of gold. Free me from trauma, new and old. Isis with love unconditional and strong, help me be whole now and finally move on. So would anyone like to share any experiences they've had? Anything that they would like to add to the conversation, share the experiences? You don't have to get really personal. I'll even turn off the recording. Let me do that.